What type of data do you have in the Islamophobia register?
We are trying to capture incidents, including anti-Muslim hate. So these incidents can be physical, day-to-day life. It can be online, so from social media, maybe Facebook. It can be memes. It can be personally intimidating someone by inboxing or sending regular emails. So the nature of online is a bit different. And for physical cases, we have incidents. It can be hate speech, intimidation as well, graffiti, and vandalism. There are incidents targeting the register itself. They're saying you're spreading hate. They are organizing people to flood the register inbox. All these things are happening, but we are discarding these cases because, as I said, we are collecting third-party reports. Third-party is people other than the register admin are reporting incidents to the register, because if we are collecting and reporting ourselves, it would be self-reporting.
How do you verify the reliability of the data? Do you always get in touch with the victim?
We have different types of incidents, actually, and you can easily understand if it's a fabricated case or not. So we are just, do the initial cleaning ourselves. There are, interestingly, Islamophobia Register Facebook is followed, I think, more Islamophobes than Muslims. So we are receiving a lot of fake reports. And you can identify them easily because of the narrative. Someone is, let's say, saying, an infidel raped my wife, and then that's all of them, let's kill, Allahu Akbar. Something that is very, unusual, so you can discard this. Sometimes, because we are asking contact details as well, it can be phone number and also email. So sometimes you can identify fabricated emails and phone numbers, like, multiple nines as phone number, or just a very weird email. So, and sometimes when we are sending email for verification, they're bouncing. So these are fabricated emails. Sometimes the information is vague. So you can't really identify it is Islamophobic in nature or not. That's why we need more detail to be able to identify a case falling under Islamophobic incidents. And to be able to do that, we sometimes contact the reporter and get more information. And if we can't we just simply discard the vague, I think, and incomplete information. And sometimes it's inconsistent, and we deem inconsistent ones fabricated as well, because the, let's say, the ethnicity of the victim in a prior question is different than what is reported in the actual incidents, so that it is inconsistent, so that we feel it is fabricated as well. And other than that, what makes something authentic is firstly evidence. If there is, especially this is easier if it's an online case, because mostly they are sending us screenshots, links, so it is easy to verify by default. But for physical cases, we are asking if they have any evidence, any picture. They give details like street number, plate number. What happens is we discard almost 1/3 or sometimes half of the cases. Initially, we started collecting incidents through Islamophobia Register's Facebook. What we are doing now is we are trying to direct all the Facebook reporters to the registers page, Islamophobia Registers page, where we developed a reporting tool.
You mentioned the Facebook page, you mentioned the website. Are there any other data collection processes?
We have Islamophobia Register's email, web page, and Facebook. Whenever a report comes, automated email comes and says, if you want to report an incident, please go to this link, so that everything is coming to one tool. Obviously, it has restrictions. It would be lovely to use different, I think, channels and get the reports. But again, this is a community initiative and the fund is limited. So we're trying our best to capture things consistently.
Can you talk a little bit about the criteria you use to determine what is excluded and included in your register and the definition that you operationalize to do this?
Islamophobia can appear in emotional level, cognitive level. It can be biased and also implicit bias as well. The reporter may assume that it is Islamophobic, but we never know if there is no evidence showing it explicitly. That's why while we were looking at the Islamophobia definitions in the literature, we purposefully, intentionally adopted Salman Said's definition of Islamophobia. Islamophobia is a form of racism that includes various forms of violence, violations, discrimination, and subordination that occurs across multiple sites in response to the problematization of Muslim identity, especially if there are subtle discriminations, or especially in workplace, longer term cases, it becomes more and more complicated. So they require more conversation with the target. But what happens is normally, and I think that is a deficit, that is a problem in the type of data that is collected by any organization. We are collecting mostly day-to-day incidents. We don't look at long-term discrimination.
How do you de-identify the identity of the victims when you publish the report, or in case you do, when you share the data?
When we work with researchers and also when we publish reports, we give each case a case number. And even when we refer to the target or perpetrator, we are using case numbers rather than the individuals. So it really helps us to keep them, I think, identified. And sometimes we have follow-up interviews with some victims, and we are publishing in journals as well for academic purposes. And then we use the standard research ethics clearance, I think, guidelines, because we have research ethics there as well. We are just giving them pseudonyms so that they're not identifiable.
How do you make sure that the community knows where and how to report the incidents?
We try to establish or keep a reporting community. We really treat them as a community. They feel responsible for what is happening around them, so they are reporting as bystanders. We have, I think, about 40% witness bystander reporting. So we try to, again, keep connected with them and the targets as well through our Facebook page, inform them about the outcome of their reports. Firstly, we are sending all this information and the report to the reporting community of the register so that they see at least a result. And I think seeing that things are there heard and this data is being used is, I think, a good incentive for them to keep reporting. Releasing some incidents through media and mentioning the register there as well is another, I think, way of raising awareness about what the register is doing. We are providing advocacy service, and also we are now signing agreements with some local organizations as well. As a national body, people can still know you, but they want in local level some contact, some advocacy. So we are trying to provide advocacy as well. And the real purpose of the register is not to collect only data, but also provide some advocacy some help, some support. So when people are in need, if they know where to come, and if these services are provided genuinely, so they keep coming.